Hello everybody, today we will talk about vocabulary. For this section, you should actually take a look at the vocabulary scope that is provided on the website because there are all the vocabulary you have to do revision for this coming test. So let's take a look at the text 1. For text 1, we see the word career. When we see this country name, that means it is about traveling, and therefore you can think of some vocabulary that is relevant to traveling. Let's take a look at the first sentence. He said, I did a lot of something in Korea, okay? When you travel to a country, you will do a lot of things like visiting different places or eating something, right? And therefore, these activities, we will call it sightseeing, because you're seeing different things, and therefore it's sightseeing. Number 2, there are so many amazing to see, okay? So we will usually go to different places in a country, right? And another word for places is attraction. So that's why it's attraction. However, you gotta be careful because there is another word for so many. That means it's more than one, and that's why we need an S after the word attraction. Then let's go through the number 3. I took a ride on the C&C, okay? So when we say the word a ride, that means we take some transportation. It can be bus, it can be MTR. But what kind of transportation start with letter C? Yes, you're right. It's the cable car that we see in Ocean Park. So that's why it's cable car. Finally, it's a great place to take a selfie and shop for something, okay? When we say shop, that means we buy something, right? So what can we buy in other countries? We can buy candies, snacks, or photo albums, and these are called souvenir. And don't forget, you're not only buying one, so that's why you need an S at the end. All right, let's move on to text 2. As always, we should pay attention to the title first because it might give us some hints about what vocabulary we should use. So the title is Say No to Drugs. And also, you see the instruction give us a keyword, drug addiction. That means we should record the vocabulary that we learned from the Unit 3, addiction. Let's move on. There are many reasons why teens are addicted to drugs. Many teens give in to PP, okay? We might not know what is it about, and therefore we can always look for some idea in the second sentence. In the second sentence, it says, if their friends take drugs, they would try them out too. So you see the word friends here. Do you know another word for friends? Yes, it's peer. And therefore, we always say that peer will give us pressure, and that's why it's peer pressure. Most students in Hong Kong face something starting with the letter E and S. We will usually say stress, face stress, okay? And think about it. What kind of things usually give us stress that start with the letter E? Yes, you know, right? It's the exam. So most students in Hong Kong face exam stress. They might think that drugs give them a way out. Others abuse drugs simply because they are about it. They want to see how taking drugs feels like. Again, we can always obtain information from the next sentence. They want to see. When we want to know something, or maybe we want to try something out, we will be very curious. So that's why the answer is curious. Finally, let's move on to the last task, text 3. As always, we should pay attention to the instruction. So the instruction says, Jason works for a shopping center. So it means we should refer to the words that we learned from the Unit 2 shopping experience because it talks about a shopping center. So welcome to Sky 5. As you can see from our something starting with the letter D, we have 5 floors of special shops and places to meet your whole family need. What kind of things will introduce how many floors of the shopping mall has and the shop's nature? Yes, it's the directory. Next one. On the fourth floor is the something that starting with the letter F and C, which consists of two words. It says we have tasty cuisines from all over the world. Cuisines means dishes, like siu mai, char siu, or scrambled egg with tomatoes. These are cuisines. So where can we get food in a shopping center? Yes, it's starting with the letter F, so it's food and court, food court. Moving on the third floor is the something starting with the letter D and S. It's the floor to go to for all your shopping needs. You can get clothes and smartphones. If it is only smartphone, then it's gonna be electronic shops, but it doesn't match with the first letter. What kind of shops sells both clothes and smartphones and many other things? Yes, it's the department store. So it is a store that sells different kinds of things. Next, on the second floor is the E and S. If you need a new TV or computer, this is the place for you. So, new TV, computer, we know the common thing about these two products are they rely on electricity. And that's why it is going to be electronics shops. Next one, on the first floor is the something starting with the letter S, and it has all kinds of fresh food at low prices. Fresh food. What kind of shop actually sell fresh food at the same time starting with the letter S? Yes, it's the supermarket. Next one, on the ground floor is the something letter C and S. It opens all the time. When we say all the time, that means it opens for 24 hours, right? What kind of shops open all the time for 24 hours? Yes, it's gotta be Circle K or 7-Eleven, right? And these shops, we call them convenience store. Next, finally, we have something starting with the letter F and W throughout Sky-Fi for you to connect to the internet. What helps us to connect to the internet? Yes, we know it's Wi-Fi because it also have a capitalized W, and that's why it's gotta be a name. However, not every shops provide Wi-Fi, right? Some of them even ask you for money if you want to have Wi-Fi service. And that's why for most of the shopping malls, they will provide free Wi-Fi. The most challenging one is the last one, okay? So you see, we also have M, P, C station on each floor in case your phone runs out of power. Let's talk about the M first. So, do you know another word for phone? You can call it smartphone, or some people call it mobile phone, right? It matches with these two words, and therefore it's going to be mobile phone. Run out of power. When our phone runs out of power, what do? Yes, you charge them, okay? Given that this is a station, it's a noun, and therefore we have to change it to charging. So that is how you complete a vocabulary section in your test paper. So my final tips is that you might want to take a look of your vocabulary scope, try to spell the words carefully, and make sure you don't make any mistakes like forgetting about the S. And that's all.